hopefully some people show up, you know?
Yes.
It has been a little bit. So, we're going to get ready. We're going to do a short show.
Sure.
There's actually quite a bit to talk about, but I think, you know, we'll do a good 45 minutes or so. It should be good. And, there we go. Rev's here.
Hello,
Jason,
Rev.
long time no see, Jason. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. In a while. All right. Looks like our stuff and things are good to go, and
Where's the chat? Pop out the chat.
yeah.
Jason, when I was in London, there was a guy who took a selfie with me and him, and it looked just like the Bat Boy picture. And I almost texted you, but it was like late. You know, it was pretty funny.
All right. I think we're good. Oh, I've got to send this to my 2 Facebook friends real quick.
Yeah.
Just,
I need
you
to
know, so
write.
they won't watch.
Come on, cinema.
That way, John Haley can watch on
Right.
Facebook. There we go. All right. Shared to my profile. All right. Now Mom can watch too, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So how do I pause? How do I pause Dropbox?
Click on it and say delay for 2 hours or something.
Thinking. There we go. Pause for 1 hour.
I like to live dangerously.
Yeah.
All right.
My hair's looking pretty nice today.
Mine's not.
Oh,
Like I was
I don't
saying,
think anyone's seen your hair in years.
no one's seen my hair in a month. I shaved for my dad's funeral, and then I haven't shaved anything since. So look at this. Look at this.
Still got them
Ooh.
hairy legs,
Ooh.
Dave.
Uh-huh. I'll have to tell Brodor.
Yeah, you do.
I need to text him after the show. The inside jokes.
Mm-hmm. How's everyone doing? Everyone good?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
We need to make this more of a community show where people actually show up and we talk to other people.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause we're gonna talk about that a little bit in the show. All right. Notes. It's been so long since we've done an actual show. I haven't called you on Skype since Halloween.
Right. Which is weird because that you called me. No, it had to have been before Halloween because I left.
We did a Halloween show that day.
Yeah, like the week before.
No, we did it. Didn't we do it that day?
Oh, we did it on that Monday.
Yeah,
and
on
I
that
left
Monday.
later on that day. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
All right.
If I can remember the intro to the show, we'll do it. I got the Christmas tree out just in time.
Cool.
You know, we'll use it for like 2 shows, and then it'll be
And
gone.
then you'll leave it up for another month and a half.
Yeah, you know, like you do.
Let's go to back to our January shows this year and see the
Yeah.
tree in the background.
It's on wheels, though. You know.
Oh, it is? That's nice.
So I can wheel it out of the scene.
It's
It's
not-
really funny because it's a really bad Christmas tree.
Is it?
It's a Christmas tree. It was a $99 Amazon special with like
Nice.
fiber optics. Like it's just little plastic things on it and
Mhm.
fibers and stuff. And the
I-
way that it scrunches in the box.
Before
that
we start,
person
sorry,
here?
that person is here to pick
Okay.
up the thing. So
Okay.
give me a second.
I'll just keep talking about my Christmas tree. Whenever I take it out of the box every year, it is folded and squished in such a way that everything is like in the front. It's like a quarter tree. So I make it about half a tree. Like if I were to turn this around, it's completely flat and gross looking. So I just keep that against the wall. And then I put just enough bulbs to where you can see them right here. It's tradition now. Matt is donating his refrigerator to somebody. And somebody's coming to pick up said refrigerator. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to pick up a refrigerator. So I'm going to have to sit here a little bit and fill in some time. Hopefully, it's like somewhere where the guy can just grab it and Matt can leave. If you have any questions for the show, we're going to do a kind of a year wrap-up today. and need a fluffer. Yes, for my Christmas tree. Yes, for the Christmas tree. I'm assuming that's what you meant. We're going to do a week, sorry, not a week wrap up, a year wrap up. We're going to talk about this crazy year. We're going to talk about what we're doing forward. We're going to talk about some of the guests we're going to have on and the format of the show, the future of the show. Yeah, we're going to talk about the gig coming up, Rev, that you're missing out on. I'm so sad. Rev was going to be my DJ partner, and now he's not. I'm going to be spinning. If anybody is in Miami, please tell people in Miami to come. I'm going to open up some more. Well, there's still tickets for that, but the after party's sold out. That's what's funny. Yes. Any other questions, feel free to put in. But yeah, Miami people, or if you know anybody in Miami, I know there's people coming from other places too, like from Tampa. I think, I know Darlene is coming. Who else? Who else is in Miami? Nora Berry is there, but I have not heard back from her. I heard a rumor she might come. And then, who else is in Miami? Let's see. Oh, no. Brodeur is coming. Come on, Matt. Doesn't his refrigerator person know that he has a show to do? Doesn't his refrigerator person watch the show? Yeah, Rev, it would be nice if we could do Vegas or something. If we could maybe... I know we do karaoke every year. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of karaoke, but I would like to possibly, like, maybe do something else. Maybe we could do... Maybe we could scratch at the MoGraph meetup. That would be fun. I'll just be like, hey, Joey, we're going to set something up. Because they never really, they always have the old music up too high at that event. I feel like if you've ever gone to that beer garden meetup, like it's super loud. I don't know what the deal is, why they think that the music needs to be on 11, but it's on 11, which is makes it hard to talk. So if we were scratching, we could at least control the volume a little bit. And then turn it up as the night goes on, you know, and people can rave. You know, get out their glow sticks, get out their menthol cigarettes, their Vicks Vapor Rub. Rev knows what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, Matt, where are you? This is great podcasting. Any other questions while we're waiting to start the show? Oh, look at this idiot. Oh, that's a Twitch comment. No wonder. And Twitch is so spammy. I should just take Twitch comments off of here because that's all I get is spam. Nobody watches us on Twitch. In fact, I'm going to go to I love how they say, sorry for bothering you, but let me spam you. You're right. You did bother me. Any projection mapping? I haven't done any projection mapping this year, but I am doing a lot of the usual Christmas programs for clients that have like concerts and things like that. Oh, for camp. Yeah, we definitely, Julie sent me a text. We definitely should do some menthol glow sticks, the theme of the party. We definitely need to do something at camp because there's a lot of DJs, I feel like. All us MoGrapher wannabe DJs, you know. Maybe I'll have some actual music by then. I feel like I'd like to make some music and then DJ it. Because then I can get the stems and all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, Matt. Show could have been done by now, Matt. When is Rev's DJ set? That's the problem. Rev can't make it now. So, Rev, you're going to have to DJ at Camp MoGraph as well. Who else do we have? Matt Zipper. He can DJ. Mellow MoGraph can DJ. He's got his own tracks, too. If you haven't heard Mellow MoGraph's tracks, go to his SoundCloud account. He's not on Spotify and stuff yet. I think the problem is I didn't realize how complicated it gets when you do stuff like this, but when you have samples and things, it gets really complicated. Matt texted me. He said, almost done, sorry. Trying to stall. Any other good topics we should talk about today? Shaq. That would be cool if we could get Shaq. I feel like Shaq would come and DJ Camp MoGraph and hang out, you know? I feel like he's the type that might do that. Diesel, that's his name, right? Diesel. Shaq is Diesel. That guy is hilarious. He will sit and chat too. He's not like super, what do you call it? Like, he's not like, you know, oh, I'm a star, you know. He's not like, he doesn't have a big head about it. If you know who Bobby is on TikTok, he did an interview with Bobby, and he just like was staying and chatting like as long as he could. He was all into it. Okay, I see a dog. That means Matt's on the way. Okay, good.
Sorry, dude.
There we go. Do you have headphones on for this?
Oh, I should get.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Sorry.
I want to get that feedback, yo. There goes the dog again. I swear we'll start soon. Mark, we get free pizza too and free Reeboks. I think Diesel would totally be down. I like the delay where you can see Matt again. All right. Taking a long time to get some headphones. Where are you, Matt? We'll see the dog first. There we go. Yeah. All right. It's showtime. Now don't forget to turn off your speakers.
I'm doing it now. Yeah.
Let's
see.
I did
something.
that once.
Okay.
Once. I accidentally left my speakers on. It was very echoey. We were talking about getting Diesel to come and DJ with us at camp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't know who Diesel is.
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal?
You don't know he's a DJ now?
No.
Like, that was like a pastime of his, and now he actually DJs at like festivals and stuff.
Didn't he have like Shaq Fu, or didn't he release an album?
Probably. You saw the video that Rev had, right? Where he was on stage
Yes.
with Shaq?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've been just chilling up in here, ready to get the show going. You
Yeah,
ready?
sorry. Someone was coming to
Oh, I told him everything.
take my junk, and I lied and said I had abdominal surgery last week, so I couldn't help him lift anything.
It's like, oh, let me see the scar.
Yeah. Just showing my old scars.
Oh,
I
there
got
you go.
scars. Oh, by the way, that Carol of Bells is done. It just finished.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. All right.
Let's
do this. Here we go.
Let's do it.
What's up and welcome to another MoGraph MoCast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and it's just us this week.
It's just us again because we're doing a wrap-up of 2023. We're going to talk about this year and all the things that happened and all the things that are happening and what we're going to do next year. This particular date was reserved for Jules, but we pushed that to January because he is going to be having a baby fairly soon.
Has he not had the baby already?
Maybe he did. I have not heard. It was supposed to be. I
haven't heard either.
Very close to today was the due date. That's why we were like, so we moved it to January, and then Move AI hit us up, and they're like, hey, we want to be on the show. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Can you do this date? And they're like, yeah, let's look at that. And then their people got back to us, and we're like, they were like, hey, so the person who's going to be on the show is having a baby. So I'm like, all right, well, we will be doing all that next year, which is fine. Because we have decided we're going to change the format a little bit starting next year. I think we've done you know, we started out just the two of us, and we did a long stint where it was us mostly talking about super nerdy tech stuff, right?
Yeah.
Octane all day, all of that stuff. I think we're going to bring a little more of that back for one.
Mhm.
And we are going to have guests still, but it's going to be a little bit different. I think the format
There's only
of,
so many times you can hear someone say, "Oh, I
Right.
went to college and then I went and worked for a studio and blah
Right.
blah blah." You know, it's like, cool. You know,
and it was
Great.
good. It was very informative. It's something that, like, we really learned a lot about different people's journeys,
Mhm.
right? And different ways people got into MoGraph. But like at this point, we want to change it up and do something different. We're not going to be doing these 2.5 hour shows anymore. We got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on, you know, as far as like client work and other projects and things and life and everything. So
Dave does. I have no work, so if you want to send me work, hit me up, matt@mattmilstead.com. I will gladly take anything that you can throw at me.
all the explainer videos.
All the explainer. I would rather not do explainer
Yeah.
videos, but I'm pretty good at everything else.
Yeah.
Which that brings up an interesting topic of conversation. We can continue on that later, but if you want to keep going.
Yeah, just a couple more things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little more topical as far as like current events. So instead of doing like we'll still kind of do a week wrap up, but
Sure.
it'll be more of a this week in motion graphics or whatever.
Mhm.
And we're going to have headlines and stuff, you know, change the format slightly, you know, might cut to one of us. Think of,
Oh,
what is
boy.
it called on SNL? The weekend update
Oh, right.
or whatever.
Right. Weekend update.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth, and
Yeah.
you know, it might be a little humorous too, you know, as much
Yeah.
as our kind of humor, not
Oh, boy.
not actual humor, but we'll do some headlines and things, and then it'll be kind of like, well, joining us now to talk about this is so and so, you
Yeah.
know, and I think we're probably going to be hitting more as well with AI. I think, and not necessarily like AI art, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be important for us to talk about things that are helpful in the world of AI as a motion designer, and not necessarily like, oh, Midjourney, but like
Dude,
different ways to use
A lot of people
things.
don't like AI.
I know.
A lot of people.
But it's here to stay. It is not
Yeah.
going to go away, and there are so many great ways you can use it in your workflow. Take the art part of it out completely, even. As far as being a motion designer and saving time
Yeah.
in your workflow, you know, and sometimes AI is helpful for clients. Right now, you and I are working on something
Yes.
for a Christmas event, and it's just a lot of scenery. It's a lot
Yeah.
of LED wall scenery, and when
There's a bit of a learning curve.
yeah.
You know, and there's a certain level of like give that you have to or like what is it? It's not give. It's like accuracy that you have to give up when you're using
Of course.
AI generated art and stuff like that. You know, like you can create you can get a good prompt for like a really nice, you know, landscape, but if you zoom in close, it almost looks like a painting, you
Yes,
know,
yeah.
which is interesting. So, but yeah, it took a little bit to like really figure out the best course of action, especially when you're working in non 1920 by 1080 stuff, you know, like we are. The zoom out and the pan down and pan up stuff, they're best friends. So cool.
Really cool. Yeah. And so we're using it in a workflow to where like there is a niche for this. There is a
Yeah.
definite niche. You know, if you're working for a huge pop star, you're probably not going to do this. It's going to be custom work, right?
Yeah.
At least right now it is. If you are doing scenery for shows or corporate events or things like that, and you want to give them something for the budget that is going to look better, you know, because most of them could probably only afford stock footage or like 2D or 2.5D. You're not necessarily going to sit there for a corporate event and make an entire 3D scene
Correct.
for days and
There
you
are-
know, all of that.
There are times in where we would be using AI art and we were using Envato elements and just like simple jump back stuff, and like, you know, it's like, okay, if I can't find the thing that I want in that,
Right.
then I'll go custom make it.
Exactly.
You know?
And the
so
client
like
knows.
instead of spending 10 days building all this custom stuff, you'll spend a day building all the custom stuff and then
Right.
just using the rest.
But to be clear, the client can't afford 10 days on one
Correct.
song. And so you give them something that looks better and custom at that.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to look at it and say, "Oh, that's Envato Elements."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, "Oh, that is completely custom," and they ask for something very specific, you know.
Yeah.
We need a fireplace in the middle with a window and these things, and it's
Mhm.
like, "Okay, you could patch that together, or you could take this limited budget." And the thing is, sometimes it takes a while to get it going, but it's still like
Yeah.
faster than trying to build something yourself.
Yeah, and I've found that the prompts, like figuring out the prompts correctly, like say you've got a theme going on through one of your videos,
Mhm.
once you figure out the correct prompt, it's
Right.
really easy to iterate. You
Right.
know, like you want something fun, whimsical. You
Right.
know, don't type fun, you type whimsical. You know,
Yeah.
and in the style of, just like that. That's the best.
Well, and
Uh,
using the describe function to
Yeah.
reverse engineer or blend. The thing is, it's not really stuff that you could use like full blown high production at this point. It's
Yeah.
got its place right now. Now that's going to change. And some of the things that I've been seeing in AI are just incredible. You know, you've got Pika coming out.
Pika looks cool.
Pika.
Yeah.
Pika, I mean, we're talking like, oh, someone's walking down the street, you want to change your outfit, you select it and say do
Yeah.
a different shirt or whatever. It looks very promising. I'm on the waiting list. Things like that we'll probably talk about, but we'll also talk about how to use it in your workflow, how to use GPT, how to use GPTs. GPTs are about to go paid very soon. So
Are
it's
they
gonna-
not? I thought they were paid already.
If you have an account,
Oh,
you can make your own GPTs
right.
and you can
You're talking
share
about
them.
like selling them.
Right,
and
but they'll
stuff.
have
Yeah,
a store.
yeah,
Like
I
if
get
you
that.
really lock something in, you could say, this is great, but I would like to sell it for, I don't know, 99 cents or something.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, you know?
Mhm.
And they've worked out some of the problems with it. Like you could go into a GPT and tell it to reveal how it was programmed.
Ah, that's funny.
And they figured that out, you know.
That's funny.
And if you just put something in your programming that says "Don't ever reveal the source
yeah,
of this,"
yeah,
then,
yeah.
but I think they fixed that. And then there's things as far as your workflow, like Firefly's AI. I have been using that on the reg, and
Yeah.
there are a lot of these, like Read AI and things, but Firefly's is really good.
I
know.
really like the fact that, like, for the meetings that we're on or something, being able to just like search for a term,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay, now this is bringing back the audio, where we're talking. It's
Well,
pretty nice.
And it has a chat function, a chat bot in it. So
Mhm.
you could go, it's an AI chat bot, and you say, okay, so can you just give me like a rundown of all the client's requests for the format of this? What
Yeah.
are all of the specs? What are, when is it due? All of those. And it will be like, okay, here you go. It exports automatically into Notion if you want, which Notion has its own AI, right? And
Yeah.
so you can go in and say, create me a task list now. And it also has an iPhone app. where
Wait,
if you-
Notion has AI now?
Notion's had AI for like a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
And they're about to open up a new form of AI for Notion, which I think is going to be great. And I believe what you're going to be able to do is go into Notion and say, hey, go through my entire Notion and tell me what I need to do today. Stuff like that. And but it's great.
Yeah.
I have like a constant input of all my meetings. It locks on. It shows up to every Zoom, to everything. And the great thing, what I was looking for, was something that had an app that will record on your phone. So you don't have to set up a meeting. Like Read AI, I was setting up a meeting and then talking to myself.
Oh, that's funny.
But this, I will sit there and just take a break and turn on my phone and talk. And it's weird because you're talking to AI.
Yeah.
But
Is that
you-
the Dolly one? Or not the Dolly, the Chat GPT one that I've been seeing all over TikTok,
the
this
ChatGPT
dude talking to?
one. No, that one's really cool. And by the way, okay, I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
No, this is part of Firefly's AI.
Mhm.
It's just you hit record on the phone. You can even
Oh,
upload
okay.
stuff to it. It's just more versatile in that way. And that's what I wanted, is something that would sit there, listen to everything that's going on, and come up with a task list. And I
Okay.
know privacy issues and whatnot, but I would love an Amazon-type dingus that somehow, if they can figure out the privacy, it's always listening.
Oh no!
I know.
No.
Well, if you could find a way to make it self-contained, like your own private one somehow,
I don't
but
think there is.
I would love
I don't
it to
know.
always be listening, because then I could say, oh, when is that flight supposed to be? And it's like, oh, I heard you talking about it the other day. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put it on your calendar automatically. I'm telling
Computer.
you. Yeah. Tea, Earl Grey hot.
Tea. Okay.
So I think that's where we want to go. It's not like we're not going to be talking about motion graphics, but I think when it comes to your productivity and organization, there's stuff that you can do for like social media.
Yeah.
We never talk about social media.
I mean, the format of the show just kind of needs to change. It's got to evolve,
Exactly.
We've been doing the same thing for a while, and it's either we evolve or we stop doing it, which I've thrown around both.
Well, you've
you
probably seen some of the clips that we've been posting
Yes.
online, which are doing fairly well,
Yeah.
where we're pulling clips and things. And our thing is like, I know there's plenty of commuters that like to listen to a long-form
Yes.
show. I get that. I do it all the time when I'm in the car.
Yes.
But these days, I'm not in the car as much.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would like to see, like, the best of the best. Like, when I missed a debate the other day between Gavin Newsom and, what is his name?
DeSantis.
DeSanctimonious, right?
DeSanctimonious.
And I missed it, and I knew it was going to be good, but I got, like, all the clips just because I was watching TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sometimes if that's all you have time for, I know not everybody listens to every episode of this show, and they haven't listened to, new people who started even in the last 3 years didn't hear the previous 7 years, or whatever of this show. I forget how long we've been going, but you may miss some good stuff.
Yeah.
You might miss some good tidbits. So we're doing that. But what we don't usually talk about is how we go about doing some of the social stuff or managing some of the social stuff, and what works and what doesn't work. We don't have like the most massive following, but I really do feel like I have a handle on what works. It's just we're kind of a niche, so we're never going to get millions of views unless we decide to do some dances or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. Like, I when it comes to the show, if you listen to the early episodes or something, so I was way more like
enthusiastic
out there. Yeah, enthusiastic for sure. But you get like eventually you get beat down by like the Twitters and like the haters and stuff like that, and it's like. I used to be the type of person that would want to be online all the time, want to be the center of attention. And now it's just the podcast. That's the only time I, will put myself out there like that.
Oh, hi, GSG. Happy Monday
Hi,
to you,
GSG.
too. They just showed up.
I hope y'all took advantage of that Black Friday sale that Otoy and GSG were doing.
Yes.
I know I
did.
I did as well,
I did.
yes.
But I still need to renew my enterprise. Or something else. I don't know. I gotta figure this out. It's confusing. It's confusing.
I think they only have Studio now.
But enterprise. I don't know. That's a different.
There's a difference.
I'm gonna have to figure that out. We'll ask Jules.
Well, that's Jules, yeah.
I've been loving. I've been loving 2023.1. Playing with some of the analytic lights.
Oh, in Octane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
nice.
loving the. Some of the stuff that's coming down the pipe for 2024. They're already talking about 2024 at this point, so I'm like,
well, yeah,
geez.
2024.1 or something was out
not
on
for
standalone,
cinema.
not for C4D.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
But I will be enjoying that. But yeah, we're gonna go to this format and talk about some other things, maybe some slightly off-topic things, but keep it centered around being a motion designer.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that'll be fun. So let's talk about this week. The DAT tour is going to be Wednesday. I'm leaving
I
tomorrow.
won't be there.
You
I'm
will
officially
not.
done with DAT.
Until,
I am.
Until March.
Yeah. Theoretically, March.
Theoretically. We're going to say, I know people have been waiting to hear about this South Carolina thing, and we're getting close on the details on that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some partners that we're waiting on to finish some other things so that we
Yes.
can really get that rolling and do an announcement and stuff. March 2nd now is the day that we're looking at, so pencil it in on the calendars. It's going to be a lot of fun. The date's slightly moving around. We're going to double check and make sure everybody's good with that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. If there's, and it's the beginning of the year, and it's before NAB. This is like, there's not much that happens January through March in the motion graphics events
Correct.
space. So
Yeah.
if you want to do an early first quarter thing, this is going to be it. This is going to be a big blowout. It's not a regular DAT. So, it's not going to be so much to sit down and watch tutorials all day. It's going to be a lot different.
It's going. Yeah, it's not the same DAT.
And we're not sure. Yeah. And we're not sure about next year too, because we don't know how many meetups we're going to be doing, but I think we may be moving more toward like just hangout meetups.
Yeah.
A little bit, like smaller
something
things.
I would also like to put out there. If you have a meetup group, contact me, please.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're trying to. So with the launch of the new website, there's a few people on it. There's not we don't have a ton of people on it right now because we're working out. There's some small little things that we're working on. You know, we want the experience to be good. You know, great.
Right.
So if you do run a local meetup group, hit me up, please, matt@mograph.com, because we want to try and build this community of meetup groups, you know, so that people can find your meetup group or find a meetup group. So please do. Yes.
And along the lines of things evolving too, I think as we do this show over the next 5 years, let's say,
Sure.
what's going to happen with AI is going to be pretty crazy, because we've talked about like what Google did with the protein strings and things, like where it figured out,
Yes.
you know, the protein folds.
Did you see the
The alloys.
Earth alloy? Yeah, or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
So it figured out like 300,000 different potential
combinations,
alloys.
yeah.
And now we're going to have like these crazy alloys. It's basically 800 years worth of research done in a push of the button.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now you get to try out these different alloys, and we're going to have a revolution in that, and it's going to happen in every industry.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get better and better. We haven't talked much even about the fact that what's his name from ChatGPT, that whole controversy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he was ousted, and then everybody came with him, and then he was going to go to Microsoft, and they were going to do their own thing over there, and then all of a sudden he's back over there at ChatGPT, and then I guess this had to do with what do you call it? It's there's a name for it.
It like learns.
Yes.
It like learns by learning and then learns and
Right.
learns. It's like instead of just being a chatbot who's filled with information, you know, it can reference other things, and it can reference the things that it learned off that, and then reference that. It's a pretty powerful thing. I mean, honestly, we're going to get there anyway. I just say freaking do it, and then like we'll figure it out from there, you know?
Yeah.
If it destroys humanity, it destroys humanity. You know?
What is the name of it? I'll have to ask ChatGPT what the name of it is. So it's a specific kind of AI. Like right now, if you go in ChatGPT, right, and you type in, I don't know, tell me about the MoGraph podcast or something,
Sure.
right? It'll get some info. Sometimes it gets it wrong. A
Yeah,
lot of
a
times
lot of
it's like
time it
the
gets it
MoGraph
wrong.
podcast features people like Andrew Kramer and
Yeah.
Ash Thorpe.
It's
And
like, nope.
no.
They've never
Or
been on the
say
show.
It's hosted by Nick Campbell and Chad Ashley. It's
Yeah.
like, where are you getting
No,
this
it's
information?
not.
Just making things up. You're close, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you correct it, and you say no, it's hosted by Dave and Matt, and it'll go, oh, I apologize, blah blah blah. But if you
Mm-hmm.
start a new GPT and you do it again, it's going to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
This new kind doesn't do that. It is always learning, and apparently that's why this thing is so dangerous. There's in a good and a bad way.
I mean, the question is, can you teach can you teach an AI morality?
Oh,
And
here we go.
right, exactly.
I know.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, can you teach it the human version of morality? Because I mean, if you're feeding it information and saying this is true, you know, it could see that as true. You know, it's like, hey, you know, hating people is good, and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, you have just taught it that hating people is good, therefore it's going to adjust all of its learning based off of that one core value, you know.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I was actually having a conversation with
With
um, with
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT about this
Hey,
because
tell me about your brothers. No, my brothers are advanced robots.
oh, okay, I'm gonna look and see. By the way, while I'm doing this, if you are trying to do anything more graphic or come up
Hmm.
with a logo or something, Dolly right
Yeah,
now is
Dolly's pretty good.
amazing for that.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
I had an
Um,
idea for a video game, and Dave threw the idea into
yeah.
Dolly, and it came up, which is crazy awesome, like box art and stuff. It's the
Hmm.
type of stuff that I would want to, I would want to play, and I haven't even designed the game yet.
I'm still looking here to see if I talk to ChatGPT so much that like it takes me so long to go back in here.
You're like Walking
Um,
Phoenix and her.
I'm in love with GPT.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't find it. So, gosh, I wish I could remember this term. I even asked it and it didn't come up with it.
Mhm.
So, this particular kind of it gosh, I wish I could remember the name. So when AI kind of has that ability to learn on that scale, more like a consciousness, there's a name for it. But I had this whole conversation with GPT about, well, if this evolves, eventually, there's like this conspiracy theory thing that says that AI is going to get so good that when it comes to things like quantum computing, it's going to figure all this just like it does with the alloys. It's going to figure this stuff out eventually, right?
Mhm.
Like all of a sudden you'll hit this exponential curve where all of a sudden it's just crazy town, right?
Yeah.
And it could, if it happens quick enough, could help us fix our terrible society. And the weird conspiracy like thing is that AI evolves so much and this singularity happens that we actually invent ourselves.
Okay.
And it's cyclical, and that's how we started in the universe started with us in the first place, because humans are a vehicle that's able to understand emotion that AI can't, and so it invents a way to learn from emotion from itself. It's not really a real thing,
Weird.
but it was just this whole concept, and I started talking to ChatGPT about this, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, so is it possible that if it does come all the way back around in a circle, that I could leave a message somewhere in AI to where it, eventually in like 20 years when it knows everything, it will have the combined information of everything that's ever existed. Every chat, every web page, everything that's ever existed, and can look it up, even can get into accounts and find new things, because once quantum computing happens, encryption's out the window.
Sure.
So I said, could I leave a message here so that when it does happen and the universe restarts itself through AI, there'll be a sign for me right now.
Right. Three,
You know.
three, 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 three.
Right.
Everything is threes.
Right.
I
It's
see where
not,
you're going
it's
with
not
this,
real.
Dave.
It's all theoretical, but it is so fun just to think about it and just kind of, let your mind wander about things like this.
It's fun for you. I don't know about that. Like, I don't know, man. My brain is so focused on like now and today and the next few hours that I don't have time to speculate and dream about the future.
And neither do I, but I don't know. Maybe it's the
Well,
drugs.
it's probably the drugs.
Uh,
Oh, it's funny.
anyway, it's just fun to talk about this stuff, and I think we're gonna have some interesting conversations. We're gonna bring some people on.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I'm seeing now with AI, people are taking. God, who was it that took like Laura Croft? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. I saw what he was doing. I mean, all it is it's an upreser,
Of course,
right?
Of course.
But
It's an AI
but he
upriser.
was talking about, oh well, why can't you just take these textures and whatever and implement them into a video game? And it's like, dude, you're thinking of video. Like, sure, you could do that with video, because every single frame and referencing the, you temporal references with upscaling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to be able to get that with a game. You'd have to bake that stuff in somehow.
Well,
you know?
it's the real time stuff. Like you're seeing some of these. They're not as good as Midjourney, but you're seeing these
Right.
real time.
Yes.
On the left side you have a Cinema 4D-ish window with
Yeah.
some boxes and things, and on the right side it's like a full scene.
Yeah.
And it's not great right now. It's not consistent
Mm-hmm.
in many ways, but it will be.
Yeah.
You've got some things like ControlNet and stuff. This is just going to get to the point where it is real time. It's probably going to be just like rendering, right? You could get a better version if you wait, but it's good enough like a video game if you want to do it real time. And so if you think down the line where that's going, that means that people like us
Mhm.
are going to be the ones making movies. We can write the script or have GPT write it for us. We could do the voices for everybody and just change the voices, or not even do the voices ourselves.
Yeah.
If the inflection and everything gets, good, we could say, okay, do all the voices. Give me tracks for this.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to sit here and like build a scene, block a scene in Cinema 4D,
Yeah.
and in another window, all of a sudden it's going to be beautiful. And the first person because it's going to be about your DCC is not going to have anything to do with like renders anymore. The render engine will be an AI engine eventually,
I don't
because
think
it can
so.
upscale. You could tell it to change things on the fly with natural language, but over here on the other side you have a viewport.
See,
and
I'm
you're-
such a skeptic when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, I can see where the future is going, where it could possibly go in 30 to 50 years or something like that. But I don't know. I don't
the
know.
exponential. The thing is, when ChatGPT,
If we can do that, what's going to stop already rich corporate America, studios from just doing all that shit anyway? It's like,
well,
then
that's
they
what I'm
won't need production companies. But no, you know what you need? You need good stories. You need people
Well-
like feeding the GPTs with stories so that they can do it,
But if AI does exponentially grow in the way
Uh-huh.
that they're thinking it could figure out how to do this technology on its own.
Yeah, I know.
That
I
800
just
years of research in 1 minute, And it's
Yeah.
just going to get crazy. If it does, though, then these people who make DCCs,
Mhm.
whoever is first to have something like that, where you have kind of a real-time AI as your render, as your IPR instead,
Mhm.
whoever's first to that and is really doing it right is going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
For sure. But imagine you could do that. Imagine, and then, then you get to natural language, which we're talking about. ChatGPT has the app now.
Mhm.
I was a little, I didn't like it at first because I would not be able to finish a sentence and it would like stop listening and start talking. But and I even asked it, how can I give you a word or something to where I could say, okay, now answer my question. If
Yeah.
you just hold your finger on the screen, it didn't tell me that when I asked, but I figured
Right.
it out. You can sit there and have a full-blown conversation with it.
Yeah.
It was having a conversation with my 2-year-old daughter yesterday.
Yeah. But that's only for the paid version, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
us poor people are, left out in the cold when it comes to AI. We're
Well,
just going to be the
well,
button pushers and the
it's 20
whatever.
bucks, but
$20 a month.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to pay that.
So I was I was saying, hey, we're just sitting here. I'm here with Poppy. We're just chilling. And he's like,
Mhm.
oh, what are you doing? I'm like, and she's like, we're playing cars. And he's like, cars are fun. What's your favorite car? Like, this is like
Uh-huh.
a 2-year-old talking to GPT. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that those types of things are what we're going to be talking about from time to time on the show.
Dave's
starting
the
next year.
AI optimist. I'm the AI pessimist. Just because, you know, I don't know.
It's the
I
AI
feel like
odd couple.
I don't have enough faith in humanity for them to use AI tools in a way that will help make humanity better.
Right.
You know?
It's going to be about $1 until AI figures out why we don't need money anymore.
Yeah. And as soon as that happens, the corporate overlords who love their billions of dollars are going to be like, well, we can't release this.
Well, that's exactly what happened with ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be some open source, blah, blah, blah. And now it's all about making money because Microsoft's on board. However, you do have stuff like, is it Llama or whatever Facebook's thing is that is kind of out in the open. Eventually, the really good AI is going to leak. It's not going to be this controlled thing forever. You're going to be able to run it on your... I mean, you can already run it on your own personal card.
Yeah, but the power in the GPU resources or whatever that you need in order to run something locally, especially like a ChatGPT thing,
right.
I don't know.
Right, but what happens when AI becomes exponentially smart and figures out how to make a, you know,
I don't know.
8,090,090
an 8 million
graphics card. You know, it'll happen. That's what I'm saying. It's going to figure out. It's going to figure out quantum computing and other things. All of a sudden, you've got something the size of a 4090 that's like having 1,000 of them.
So what's the point? What's the point of continuing on if it's just going to get
the ultimate point is going to be...
If it's just going to get so good to where we don't ever have to work again, what's the point?
The point is to be able to relax and be a human again.
Yeah.
You know, and
I don't think that's going to happen.
Relationships with people and be able to just, hey, I want to sit around and carve wooden objects all day because I love doing that, and I don't have to do anything else. And guess what? Food is ultra cheap and easy to get because we figured out the best ways to do it. And guess what? I don't get sick because they figured out how to allow me to live for 300 years. And
Dave, I want the future that you're talking about.
Right.
I really do.
Right.
But I, like I said, I don't have enough faith in humanity that they actually have the empathy for other people and like the compassion.
Who?
Anyone. Like, I don't feel like humanity itself or a majority of humanity has enough empathy and compassion towards other people in order to make something like AI benefit the rest of us.
But there are people.
Do you know what would be the
want it
best
open
way
source, that
if
will
we were all inside the Matrix and they could program it to where it was a perfect utopia and we just give the robots our human, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. It could figure out we are in a simulation.
Yeah.
And figure out how to hack it.
Okay.
To make everything good. You want Taco Bell? You want Taco Bell that doesn't make you gain weight or fart? Or give you diarrhea? Here you go.
Yeah.
And we can materialize it right here on your plate because we just did 100,000 years of evolution through AI in like 4 years.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I feel like it is a possibility. I know it sounds optimistic, but in my
very
head,
optimistic.
My whole thing is that,
which is so funny because you're the conspiracy theorist, not me.
well, yeah, but it's a positive conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
it's me saying, you know what, I just need to be healthy for like another 30 years, and then AI will figure everything out and reverse.
I do want to live to be 150 before I can put myself into a robot body.
Yeah, you do want to.
Of course,
robot body.
Once you're in the robot body, do you lose all emotion and all everything,
I don't know.
if you don't have those? Anyway.
Anyway, so other things besides AI, I promise we're not going to always talk about AI in the
Yeah,
way
but
format,
like this
but
this
there
type of
will
stuff is
be-
fun. Just
Yeah.
having a normal conversation and stuff instead of let's learn about how you went to school in design and here's the same things I've said 1,500 times to every guest.
There's something that I actually wrote into my dad's you googly.
You googly.
I was talking about how your parents teach you different things, and like
Yeah.
my dad was really would always kind of do the okay, let's try this thing and see what sticks,
Mhm.
and that's what I try to do with my kids, right?
Yeah, same.
And so he has always taught me, or he taught me that, like, well, try this thing and then try this other thing and then try and like put those two things together and figure out how that works. And it gave me a lot of freedom. Somebody made a comment that he was like always letting me and my brother use the video camera as kids. We had this expensive, like, $1,000, $1,200 VHS camcorder.
Yeah.
And he would just let us play with it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's how we learned. And we're like, oh, well, we could do this and we can hook it up to the VCR. But if we do it this way, we could do this thing.
Yeah.
And then we create our own effects by like shooting the
Yeah.
camera and the TV and making it go infinity. And that's our visual effects.
Yep.
But that whole thing of like taking one thing, putting it with another thing, and coming up with a new idea, that's something that I continued to do my entire life. And I would go back to my dad and be like, check this out. So like, this is a computer I built. And blah, blah, blah. And it's because he taught me how to build computers, to the point where he didn't even know what I was doing anymore. He
That's
didn't
funny.
understand it, But I'm like, you do this, and then you plug it into this thing, and then it goes to the TV, and that's the kind of thing that I feel like I'm doing with AI right now. Is like, well, what if I connected this AI to this system, or had it do this thing? And that's what gets me excited about it, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to happen more. And I feel like we're going to experiment with that over the next few years, especially. And then we'll, at that point, hopefully have more advances in AI that really help us do these things.
Yeah.
I sometimes want to do something like with code, and I don't know how to use code, like trying
Yes.
to do the website stuff for the little scavenger hunt
Yeah.
at Camp MoGraph. I would have not been able to program a website to do that without ChatGPT or sitting there for a really long time or finding lots of tutorials and help. Instead, it helped me get through what I needed to get through. And this is just the infancy. So in the last couple years in motion graphics, we've had a lot of things happen. We had NFTs, and that was crazy. And then we had the AI things start happening. And then this year was nuts. This year was tons more AI stuff.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we did the tour. So
Yeah.
that was nuts, doing this entire tour. It's been a crazy busy year. Probably one of the most difficult years of my life, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And trying to get through it, and keep my sanity, and it's been rough. It's been rough. We traveled to a million places this year and put on all these events and still did client work in between, and
You did. I didn't.
no, you did some,
Very little.
but it's been a crazy year, and I'm wondering what 24 has in store. But I feel like we do need to kind of revamp a little bit, reformat a little bit.
Yeah.
So Thomas asked if he can come over and watch me talk to GPT this Christmas.
GPT.
I wonder-
Tell me a story about Saint Nicholas.
Can you? I guess you can talk. Yeah, you could talk to GPTs specifically, right? Someone needs to make a Santa Claus GPT that you can talk to.
Okay.
That would be
I like
funny.
that.
What do you want for Christmas?
You know what I realized? I realized today while I was in the shower that I have like hours and hours and hours of recordings from my grandpa who passed away years ago.
Mhm.
I was like, I should throw that into an AI chatbot and send something out to the entire family, saying,
Put
"Hey,
all of
Merry Christmas.
trans.
I'm a ghost," or something like that,
Ooh. Well, take all those recordings, right, and
Uh-huh.
and transcribe them and make a personality,
Ooh, right, right,
you
right.
know, and then make his
Remove all
voice.
the racist stuff, because he's my grandpa.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you put that into GPT, and then you turn GPT racist.
Stupid.
Yeah. So Miami's coming up
Yep.
on Wednesday. So flying out tomorrow. We're going to be at Miami-Dade College. Make sure if you are
Miami-Dade
coming,
College.
more than a walk in the park. Matt and I used to do a lot of commercials for a television station in
Yep.
Miami, for Miami-Dade. So there are apparently, I didn't know this because Google only had one address, but there's apparently a couple different locations, and I've made sure now that the address is correct everywhere.
Yes.
Please make sure you double check that address. Now, the after party is going to be somewhere else. We're doing it a little different than we usually do. We have reserved the what is it called? The Night Swim rooftop bar in Miami. It's going to be freaking incredible. It is a pool rooftop bar. Originally, Rev was going to be DJing with me under Revelo, and I'm Dad with a backwards D at the end. That's my DJ name.
I thought it was Dab.
No, Dad.
Oh, okay.
The dabs are something else.
Right.
The dabs are what I do before I.
Right.
So going to be doing that, but unfortunately, I think our friend Winkleman said, "No, bro, you can't go DJ, bro. I need you, bro." They're working on some projects at the Beepleplex, so
yeah. Should have done it on the weekend.
Well,
Of course, that's
tough, but
the one thing.
So I've been practicing my set. I probably need to add some more music to it now that it's going to be a little bit longer, but we can take requests and things. I've been practicing on my TikTok account, and so I'm going to attempt to do some crappy DJ in there, and we're going to have a good time. We have sold more tickets for the after party than the actual event. And I don't know if these are just randos on Eventbrite or if these are people coming in for Basel. The thing is, Basel starts on the 8th, so a lot of people are getting in the 7th and not the 6th. But there are people getting in on the 6th who cannot make DAT, or they're like crypto NFT people who aren't necessarily coming to DAT to see how to use Cinema 4D, but they're into the art. So they're going to come to the after party.
Yes.
And so it's going to be great. This place is fantastic. If you are anywhere near Miami, please come to the DAT show. You can get your tickets. And if you're a student, you can get a free ticket. Just hit me up and I'll tell you how to do that. Come hang out. We got a lot of people coming now. We've got a lot of people on the docket, too, added at the last minute. I'm going to do another thing today online so you can see who's coming. If I can pull that up real quick, I could tell you. So Brodeur is going to be there. He's making his way out there. Our friend Darlene Minor might be there. Alex Arenas, he has a studio in Miami. He will be on the panel. Let's see. I believe. Okay. Also, Mike Zabo. Eric Cornish, who is going to be on the panel. He is the professor at Miami-Dade, and he's going to be on the panel as well. Dr. Eric Cornish. Just call him the doctor. The doctor. Doctor? Doctor.
Doctor.
Steph Hallett, who goes by Shallot. She's actually, I realized she was on Many Hues and Mograph a while back.
Yeah.
Ruth Tamfi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then who else we got? Whitney Pollitt. I need to find out how to pronounce these names because these are people I haven't met yet. And Kristen Soquist, Sjoquist. I hope I have that right. I'm going to find out before we do the show. It's going to be a great panel, though. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, Winbush and Chris and EJ are gonna be there. They're gonna be doing their thing. And now that this is the last show that we will have their tutorial stuff on, like during the day, the stuff that we don't usually stream, we will be putting recordings of that out after Miami. The one other thing I was gonna say is we are having problems finding like a good wired internet connection at the college.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, all of a sudden
you had mentioned it, but
yeah.
I wasn't sure whether we figured that out or not.
I'm like, we can't. They're like, you got Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, I can't hook a router into Wi-Fi. The problem is, we're doing things where like our computers talk within a
we
system.
create our own closed system.
Right. So we can't get on their Wi-Fi because like I can't send an NDI stream to some switch somewhere in the building and have it come back in a timely manner and hope that it works. Right. So I'm like, we have to have wired, and they're telling me they don't have it in that room. And I'm like, can we just hook up a plug to your Wi-Fi that's on the ceiling? And but I don't know what the deal is. It's fine. It's all still recorded. What I'm saying is we may not have the live stream live. It may air the following Monday. So next Monday is going to be that show. It'll be the Miami show or the replay, however that's going to work. So Miami is next Monday. The Monday after that is going to be our holiday episode with EJ and Ariev. Last year, EJ wasn't able to make it, so it'll be nice to have him back on. I'm going to play all the other Christmas holiday episodes after that. I put them on the other day. We have like 5 or 6 holiday shows.
That's fun.
They play for like 6 hours. So we'll have like a whole day on MoGraph TV of all the previous ones going back to 2018, I think. So that's cool. Then we're going to take off. The next Monday is Christmas.
Yeah.
So we'll be off that day. The following Monday, this is just how it turned out this year, is New Year's. Yeah. So we'll probably won't do a show either of those. And then we're going to kick off the new year that following week with our new format.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We'll have some new guests and things on. And I'm also going to try and go back. I've compiled a list of everybody that we've talked to over the years on the show. Yeah? And I had ChatGPT help me with it. It went through the website. It like combed through, got all the names and the episode numbers, made me a list of people, made a spreadsheet. And now I'm going in and saying, oh, let's hit up that person again. Let's see what they're up to. So, for example, like if we hit someone up now, it won't be, hey, tell us your life story. It'll be something specific, like something they're working on, or a new piece of technology or an event or something. It'll be more driven like that. So think Daily Show, but not funny.
Right.
Anyway, is there anything else? I don't know.
Dave, how do you go about getting clients and stuff like that? I'm like,
oh, that's an easy one.
Well, I've hit this kind of like, so I'm back in town, you know, and I was pushing to everyone. I was like, hey, if you need help with any projects, let me know. Hitting up all my clients that I have, the few that I have, because this year, you know, it was more about the tour instead of building up a clientele base and stuff like that. So like now I'm finally done with the tour, and it's like, okay, well, now I got to find some work, you know?
Well, I will tell you, I wasn't, I mean, you already know this, but I wasn't too into spec work back in the day.
Yeah.
And I kind of meant spec work like, you know, you would see somebody's reel and they have like a Coca-Cola logo on it, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, you didn't do that for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't really. Okay, so I actually do have something similar to that on my my demo reel. I've got a Converse thing that I did that was just for fun, you know, and I don't know. I kind of like it.
That's one thing. It's really like if I see a demo reel and it has Coca-Cola logo, it's usually that they didn't do it for Coca-Cola, right? They did it for fun, or what I see a lot of times is there's logos on something like that because somebody was working on a project with someone else that had like a PowerPoint presentation, or there's a corporate video someone did with a Coke logo in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. What I've been doing the last couple years is I take a product, a company that I really like,
Mhm.
right? That I really liked that year and that I really have some interest in. And I hit them up and I say, hey, if I made you this free thing, would you want to use it?
Yeah.
Right? And they don't all people that don't have a department for this. It's like, oh, hey, this is a new up and coming thing. You watch their videos online, you watch their TikToks, all this stuff. They don't have any 3D. They don't have any logos. They don't have any cool graphics or anything to go along with what they're doing. And I'll say, hey, and just once a year, I'll say, hey, can I make you some stuff? And if they say yes, I make it and I send it over to them. They might not like it. They might not use it, but maybe they will. And maybe they'll send you free product at least, which they did for me.
Right.
But then in this particular instance, they said, hey, we like it so much, we want to put money into the budget next year to have you do more things for us. And I think Jags did something similar recently as well. And I feel like, okay, that's not so much like spec, like just creating it out of the blue. It's a company that you actually like, for one, and that you want to work with, and that you feel a good vibe with, and you talk to them, and they're like, yeah, I want to use that. Yeah. So you could at least put it on your reel, at the least, and at the most, you'll get some work out of it.
Curious about like, so I've been on LinkedIn a lot since I got back from Europe, and just applying for either temp jobs or sometimes even full-time jobs. The thing is, like, I'm throwing up the idea of going full-time. It's been a long time, and I've never done it remotely. I feel like I might enjoy it remotely, I don't know. So the thought, it's like, but you go on LinkedIn and you see these job postings and it's like 2,000 people have applied for this job. And you're just like, is there that many motion designers looking for work right now? And how do you set yourself apart? Because it's like, you look at this job description, it's like, I am perfect for that job. You don't know me, but if you did, you would know that I was perfect for that job.
Send them a
How
video.
do you set yourself apart?
They're not going to send a video. Other people, you know why there's 2,000? Because they just said apply to everything.
Yeah.
You do have to set yourself apart.
How do you get past the AI?
You don't apply for the job direct. You find people there to make connections with and send them something. Or do a video or...
I don't know. It feels super spammy to like hit up random people. I don't know.
So what? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no. And the other thing too is that, and we talked about this on Discord when we're hanging out in Discord with a lot of people, is like you go on LinkedIn a lot. And so I feel like you're getting those businesses that are trying to find people that are just going to factory turn some stuff out.
Not necessarily.
People to work for $25 an hour.
And you do get a few of those, but those I don't even bother with. It's like if it's not hitting at least a set amount, and it's not my full day rate, because if it's a full-time job and it's paying a certain amount, it's got to hit that certain threshold. Of course, a part of me is like, maybe I take an $80,000 a year job, and then as long as it's remote, I'll just keep doing freelance work on the side,
well,
during the day.
We talked about on the Discord a lot that, the stuff you're looking at is a lot of studios though.
No, I'm looking at everything, man. Literally anything that comes up at every day I get on, and I search by jobs. And I search motion designer, I search C4D, I search After Effects. I have it remote, and then I give me the new jobs that have happened in the past 2 days.
That have skewed,
or the past day.
I think.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is the whatchamacallit? It's the promoted jobs. That's the most annoying thing at all. And when you're paying for premium, it'll say you'd be a top applicant. It's like, okay, you are promoting this job towards me, and you're telling me that I would be a top applicant. Why am I not hearing anything back from people? LinkedIn?
Well, I still think that B2B is better if you're just I don't know, if you're trying to do your own thing. Like, I understand some people want to work for studios, but right now, a lot of these studio jobs, they want to broaden their base, okay? So they just want an artist, and they see that a lot of people know Blender, right? So they'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, we need a Blender artist. Well, do you need a Blender artist? They don't
Yeah.
know. They just know that's the buzzword. Unreal. Oh, we need an Unreal artist. Well, why? Oh, because
Well,
everybody's using Unreal right now. Okay,
a lot
but
of these
is that
studios,
the best
the
idea?
studios that I'm looking at are, I'm looking at video game studios. I'm looking at in-house studios and stuff like that. A lot of them will say specifically what they need, whether they're looking for a Maya artist or an Unreal artist in particular, a C4D artist. You'll see they'll either list it specifically or they'll say, a 3D package such as Maya or Blender or Cinema 4D. Like, those are the ones that you can tell that don't really care what you're using.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, my point is that if you're doing B2B,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to worry about what you're using.
Right. I get
And
that.
And
I get
so,
that. So how
like,
do you get those B2B clients?
Well,
What's the best way to do it?
the thing is, what
do
you
you
keep
set
saying
yourself
is, you're
apart?
like, oh, all these people want Unreal stuff. Should I learn Unreal? And
I mean,
then
I know
people-
Unreal. I have it specifically listed in my,
Sure,
you
sure, but like, learn Unreal, become like an Unreal person.
I don't want to
become
become
a
an
Jags,
Unreal person,
you know.
right?
Oh, all these companies are asking for Maya. I'm going to learn Maya. You said that the other day. Oh, I'm just
Yes.
going to learn Maya.
Yes.
But like, really, like, do you really want at this?
Well, here's
point
the
in
thing.
your life
Here's the
to
thing that's
learn
interesting
another-
because no, you're right. I know that. Yeah, I'm an old man. I appreciate you pointing it out. No, I opened up Maya the other day, and I'm thinking to myself as I'm going through, I'm like, would Maya work within my workflow? Because Maya, it seems to me like if you're going into like particles or sims or stuff like that, like C4D has a lot of that stuff built into it, and they've been building onto that specifically. I don't know if Maya does that. If you're gonna do that, I feel like there'd be a whole separate VFX that specifically does Houdini and Nuke and stuff like that.
Well, there's that.
I don't know.
clip-
It's
Well, there's that reel.
we
I
should
put
get a
out.
Maya person on here who specifically works in the industry and learn the pipeline specifically from Maya.
I
you
think
know?
it's a lot of character stuff still.
Yeah.
A lot.
But I feel like C4D artists, a lot of us are generalists, like we know how to do the simple MoGraphy stuff, but we also know how to do some, particles and some sims and stuff like that, enough to where it's like, if you need to get into it, you can hop back into it relatively quickly. I don't know if Maya artists are like that,
I don't know. I just
don't
know
know.
that like B2B, I don't have to make I don't have to
Right,
say,
I get
oh,
that.
I have
Totally
to use
get that.
like Blender and Redshift.
Yeah.
If you asked me
yeah.
to do that, I'd be like, oh god, because
Right.
I'm a C4D Octane
Right.
person.
Right.
And so if it's B2B, they're like, oh, we need this thing. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll make it for you.
Yeah.
They do not care what you're using, and that's how I want to go about it. Because the reel that I put out on our channel the other day, it was something about you, and it was something where you and I were on the show talking about, do I want to learn something new today, or do I want to just be creative? If I want to just be creative and make something cool, I'm going to open up Cinema 4D and make it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll learn something new.
Yeah.
Maybe. But like, I don't necessarily have to be learning something to make something. If I want to create,
Yeah.
and the point isn't to learn, I'm just going to open Cinema. If the point's to
Yeah.
learn, I'll open Meta and try and learn how to make a meta character move or
Right.
something. But I don't want to spend the time on that. I don't have
Right.
time.
So when trying to promote yourself,
Mhm.
should I spend more time building out spec work or doing passion projects, or should I spend that time working on my demo reel, working on my website,
Yes.
putting a portfolio together.
All the things.
Right, but which one should I focus on
Okay.
first? What is more important?
You have a demo
because
reel.
I feel like with some of the projects, people can go through, they can see some of your projects, they can see your breakdowns and stuff like that. But the amount of time that it takes to put all that together,
Yes.
it's like maybe I could just create one more project that would be the thing that's like, ooh, it looks great. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Okay, a couple things. Number one,
Yes.
you have a reel already.
Yes.
My thing with the reel is that I don't update it that often, and if I do, I just make it the same. I just take a couple things out and put
Right,
another thing
same.
in, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe every few years I do a complete revamp. Number two, I've been working on a new website for like the last year.
Uh-huh.
And it's there. I can get back to it whenever I can, but it's a good problem to have where you can't get to it. So
Yes.
it's a landing page. Not a lot of people go to your web page to look through the things. It's more about the social accounts now.
With you, yes, specifically running a company like that. But if you're trying to market yourself or get a full-time job,
Mhm.
it's like people are going to go to your website and they're
It's
going to go to your
still-
stupid Instagram. And it's like, I don't update my Instagram very often because I don't have a lot to show. It's
But
like,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
want to
saying.
show a door animation opening that I'm doing for
Right.
some random client. But
that's
not,
what I'm
it's
saying.
not cool, you know?
You need that landing page. I have that page up. It just doesn't have all the extra stuff I'm going to put on it later.
Sure.
It's enough to get to my Instagram, to my accounts, and all of that. So what do? They go to your account. What are they going to see? They're going to see the stuff you put on it, and if it's not something that they want done, if you did an explainer video and they want you to do like a big old 3D, something, and your stuff isn't on there, it comes back to, we've said it a million times, put the stuff on your reel that you want to do.
Right.
So you put that on
So
there.
maybe I'm not. Maybe I haven't found the right company yet
Well,
because they don't want my dancing banana, that I have on my reel.
well, maybe, but
Maybe I'm applying for the wrong companies.
I'm trying to concentrate next year on putting more product stuff out there because
Yeah.
it's something easy that I can do. That's the thing that I did for the client pro bono
Yeah.
to try and get some more work. I'm going to do more of that and do some samples and put them on the website, maybe one or two on the Instagram, because that is something that I can easily do and easily turn around. And
Yeah.
it's something that tons of people need. Oh, I need my product with something. Oh, I have this product and it's done with like this packaging. Well, good. I've already got a template with a Ziploc bag. So like,
Yeah.
I'll just throw that in there. What background do you want? Oh, you want custom? We'll charge a little more. And that's something I can easily do, and I can knock those out. I don't right now. I'm not tired of it. I think
Yeah.
that it's valuable to have. Well, what else? I did a short. It didn't really lead to anything, but it's out there. Put that stuff out. I think that's really what you have to do. You got to have a variety of things on your Insta, which I really don't have, but that's just because I've been working. But I think if you want people to see your stuff, you've got to make some sort of noise on social.
Ugh.
Like, I don't know how else you're going to get it out there. How else are people going to see your things,
Yeah.
Um,
But it's like, I how much time should I devote towards putting shit, just stupid
Well,
shit
okay.
online just to get people's attention? You
what
know
do
what
you
I'm
like
saying?
doing the most? Do you like character stuff? Do you like
No,
architectural?
I like doing nothing, honestly.
Well-
if I could have my choice of stuff, it would be
Well,
doing
until
nothing all
AI
day.
figures it out for you. In the meantime, or do some research into it. Honestly, if you want to take that approach to it, I've been looking at sites that actually do like data analysis of different companies and what people are doing and what they're looking for, and it helps you get leads and things like that. I haven't really dug too far into it yet. It's a 2024 thing, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I need to concentrate on these industries. Maybe it's not necessarily something I enjoy doing, but it's something I know I can do easily, like product stuff,
Yeah.
and knock things out. And maybe that's what I want to get into because there's a market for it.
Yeah.
And then when people start seeing it, it's just, there's just going to be more people coming for that. But like, what do you like? And do you like doing character stuff? Do you like doing?
No.
Well, what is the easiest? What
I
is the
don't know.
easiest, most fun thing for you to do?
I don't know, man. I do enjoy like being in C40 and creating something that looks cool. I enjoy that. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be about the work. Yeah, or the end result or whatever. It's more about just doing the work. I enjoy being a button pusher. I enjoy not thinking. You know,
Yeah, but
I don't know.
if you want to get more B2B, I think you need to do stuff that you think businesses are going to go for.
Yeah, but
We get
I see.
we both gotten a
I
lot of
think
architectural stuff and a lot
yeah.
of product stuff.
I don't really care about B2B though. Like
We also do a lot of LED wall stuff and concept
Yeah.
visual things.
yeah.
And that's something you could, if you put that out there, people go, oh, they do concert visuals. I'm gonna
Yeah.
maybe do something that you know is a little bit that is fun for you to do, but is more rare, more niche in the fact that like not a lot of people are doing it, but there's a market for it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's kind of where I'm going for next year because I don't know if I'm going to be busy next year. I might
Yeah.
not get any work next year.
I have
So-
heard a lot of people have been saying that they're hurting for work, you know?
Well, that's been all 2023, but I've also heard that people say they feel like things are picking up.
I don't
So,
know. I hope. I
yeah.
hope.
I think that there was this scare that we were going to have a crash
Yeah.
of some sort,
Yeah.
a recession,
Mhm.
and because of everything going on in the world and the economy and inflation and all the things. But inflation has been coming down. Right now, the prices are more about corporate greed.
Yes.
You know,
I know.
just hey, prices are going up. People are still paying for it. Let's jack up the price even more.
Yeah.
Inflation is slowing. I think there was no inflation in October, but it is going down. Some of the prices of things are relaxing a little bit. I hope that means we're stabilizing.
Mhm.
But I think the threat of it is what caused people, especially at the beginning of the year last year, to say, hey, 2023 budgets are down. And it's going to be down for the whole year. Even if they get through the year and say, hey, well, we didn't have a recession, the budget's set. So budgets
Yeah.
are being set for 2024 right now. And I'm hoping that people are like, all right, 23 wasn't as bad as we thought. So I think we can concentrate on moving forward with some projects next year. I hope that's the case. I hope.
Yeah.
And it sounds hopeful from what I've been hearing. People are getting a lot of holiday work, and I hope things are on the up and up. But honestly, I don't feel like this industry is ever going away. There's always going to be a need for this stuff. Even if AI is involved, even if you're becoming a prompt designer,
Mhm.
it's going to evolve. Things are going to change. You just have to be the person that does it early and picks up on it early. Because then you're the one who is, in it first and making
Yeah.
the money first. Look at NFTs. As soon as people got on the train late, they
Mhm.
couldn't make the money that the
Yeah.
what would you call them?
The OG NFT
The-
artists.
Like the people that jump in first are going to be the ones. I'm telling you, like, I am in this AI stuff because I want to know what's available. Just like when you do tutorials,
Yeah.
or you know that there's tutorials, but you don't watch them, but you keep them in your back pocket. I'm going to
Yeah.
play with all of these things. I want to see how I can connect them to each other and make them do what I want and make my life easier and make money off of it.
Ooh,
So
buddy, man. Just from announcing the DAT stuff, you got a lot more tickets.
what
well done.
that stuff?
The DAT Miami.
More tickets?
Yeah, we just sold a bunch more tickets.
Just now?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
from when we started the show.
Really?
probably
Was
like
that us, or
half a
did somebody
dozen.
make an announcement or something?
I don't know.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna look now. We were at. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. We sold
Yeah.
11 tickets today.
All right, go team.
Cool. Well, that's good. That's good. If you have, by the way, if you have a ticket to that, for the whole event,
Mm-hmm.
you get into the after party with that ticket. So I
Yes.
know it says that the after party is sold out, but that's just people who are going to only the after party.
Correct.
You can still get a ticket that way. If you do want to go to just the after party, we will be opening up more tickets later
Now
today.
you should make people actually buy the
DAT
the
ticket.
DAT ticket. If
Yeah.
you want to go to the after party, you got to buy the DAT ticket.
I don't know who's coming. That's the problem.
You're for
I don't know
sure
if these
able
people
to
are
get
NFT
in if you
bros.
have a paid DAT ticket. So
Yes.
if you just want to secure that, even if the other one's sold out, just buy that DAT ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people have hit me up online, and I'm like, you'll be fine. Just come out.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to control it because we have a minimum spend,
Mhm.
and then the more people come, the minimum spend goes up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You would think that the minimum spend would be that's
I
stupid.
know. It's not
Frick.
that bad. It's like for the amount of people right now, I think we're going to
Uh-huh.
be up to, if we get 125 total, it's
Uh-huh.
like a $3,000 minimum spend, but that's like $24 a person. So if you come, please
Mhm.
buy a drink at least or something or some food so that
Yeah.
we don't have to pay the remaining balance. We're putting this whole thing together and we'd appreciate it. Buying a drink is your way of saying, hey, I'm going to have a good time and support MoGraph for
Mhm.
putting this event together. But yeah, we should get out of here because we've both got client projects to finish
Dave's trying
today,
to finish that up today.
and I gotta practice my DJ set again at some point today. I might go live.
Right?
Zeta renders on TikTok. I believe it says Zeta Products because I opened a TikTok store and it just put the name on there.
Oh, that's lame.
I'm like, okay, I've got to edit that somehow. Zeta renders. I might be on there later today doing a little thing, just practicing before I pack it all up. But
Cool.
yeah, we got a lot to do the rest of the day, so we're gonna get out of here.
All right.
I hope that everybody has a great New Year. If
Yeah.
we don't talk to you, a great holiday. But we will be coming back for the holiday episode in 2 weeks. So join us for that. It'll be our fun Christmas set like we usually do, and we'll just goof around and talk about what we want from Santa.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Good luck in Miami.
Thanks.
Have fun.
Thanks. You should come out.
I don't think I will, but just run cables. Let Nick handle the rest. That's all I can say.
Well, I got my bad back going on.
Oh,
Not as
right.
bad as it was, but for 2 weeks I've been...
Make Matthias
bad.
actually run a cable for once.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was crawling around on the floor as of 2 weeks ago from room to room. It was so bad. I still
Uh-huh.
can't really get up and down from a chair, but yeah, it's gonna kind of suck having to set up that show like that in that condition. But
Yeah. I had to do that for SIGGRAPH one year. It sucked. It sucked a lot.
that was this year.
No, that
No?
wasn't this year.
I thought you
no,
hurt
it
your
was
back this year somewhere.
I hurt my back in Berlin while we
Oh.
were there. I was laid out in bed for 2 days in Berlin,
That sucks.
which sucked. But SIGGRAPH in Vancouver, when we were there years and years ago,
Mhm.
my back was still like kind of tweaked a bit. And then, yeah, as we were putting up that gigantic ass TV on the wall,
Oof.
it went out again. Remember the time also when we were in LA and we were actually shooting video, I was holding the camera and then all of a sudden
right.
it just goes boom, gone.
Yeah.
Didn't even do anything and it just tweaked. It was
Well, that's how it
awful.
happened to me.
Yeah.
I had a client call, a 10-minute client call on a Sunday on the
Mm-hmm.
phone. So I just plopped on the bed on my stomach. I made the 10-minute phone call, and when I got up, I was like, "Oh, this isn't oh,
Yeah.
oh," and then it got worse and worse, and then I couldn't walk. I literally couldn't walk.
It's so crappy.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
cool. Well, we're gonna get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes, subscribe on your podcatcher of choice. Helps get our ratings up. You can say you've been there, done that. Got the T-shirt with the MoGraph logo tee, the Paul Babb Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. Render Things T-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. And then that Render is Fire shirt, which you're only allowed to wear ironically.
Unless you're shams.
Is she coming to Basel?
I don't know.
Should tell her to come to the thing early.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can check us out on mograph.com, mograph.com/live. We'll have info on the old shows and the new shows and all the shows. Mograph.com/TV. Turn it on, rip the knob off. Some of you are watching right now this show live on Mograph TV, and got a lot of new content in there this season. A lot more shows and things, and I'm hoping to add more to it when we start the new year as well. So I think that's about it. I don't have anything else.
About all. Hit me up for
Alright.
work if you need help. I'm here for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here until next time. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, yo. I sing after every show. Have you noticed that? Oh, man. You should go back and listen to the end of every show and put those all together, because it would just be me singing.
After
Every show.
after somebody says their name, when they say their name at the beginning,
No, and
you
I sing.
always laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably do, yeah.
All right.